Good morning. How y'all doing? As promised, we're live in Alabama. I'm down here with my grandmother and my mom and my aunt. So I told you guys I was going to come down here last week. And since I got down here, we've had some pretty interesting stuff that's happened in the sports world. We're going to talk about it. I think we're going to start off with Braves, which all that happened last night. They took the division. Going to talk Braves, going to talk balls, going to talk Aaron Judge, and then of course high school sports. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, Braves took the division last night. The Mets just squandered away every opportunity that they had to win. They were up 10.5 games a few months ago. Not my problem, not my fault, and I don't care. I think it's great. Like I said earlier, them losing the division would make me happy, not because the Braves won it, but because the Mets lost it. And I love it when they lose things, especially their minds. As far as Mets fans, they don't really deserve any happiness, so I'm okay with them coming in second place. They'll probably fall in the National League Division Series. I'm not even sure who they're playing, but it's got to be pretty bad to lose the division like that. I mean, one of the best teams the Mets have ever had, won over 100 games, and you still get second place. Congratulations. Stay back there. This is 5 straight now for the Braves. And MLB best 22, is it 22 division titles since 68 or 69 when they started the division era? I read that stat earlier. I didn't just make that up. That wasn't in the back of my head either. So that's the only reason I know that. But I love it. Nothing makes me happier. Like I said, seeing the Braves do well is great. Most of that's been happening most of my life. What makes me really happy is seeing the Mets fall apart and the fans on Twitter losing their minds. I don't know why, but that brings me so much joy and happiness. Now, also, we do need to talk about the playoffs. Now, I know the Braves and the Dodgers being the two best teams in the National League, they're going to have the first round off. I'm not a huge fan of this new setup. I've always kind of liked the 3 division winners plus 1 wild card, but then again, nobody listens to me, and even if they did, I still don't get to make decisions. So you'll have to excuse me. My phone's telling me, oh, I don't care. It's telling me that my money's coming out of my account from my Spotify. It's like $10. Who cares? But I think the Braves get the winner of the Cardinals, and I looked at it last night. It doesn't matter. They're not going to lose to anybody. They're getting hot. Braves are going to beat everybody and walk through the playoffs again. I'm ready to see this National League Championship Series because it's either going to be the Mets or the Dodgers, probably. If it's the Mets, then Seth Lugo gets his opportunity to make good on his what was it he said the other day? It was we think we're better than those guys, and we hope we get another chance to show it. Something along the lines of that. Well, Seth, in the last 7 games, you lost 6 of them against the Atlanta Braves. In fact, you were up 10.5 games. You had like a 5-game lead over the Braves in just the head-to-head series on June 1st, and you still found a way to lose all of it. In fact, Seth, if you get on Twitter, you can go look at all the Mets fans complaining about your performance. This is hilarious to me. The fans are losing their minds. You've got all these Barstool fans that they have these kind of like fake followings, and they get the check mark on Twitter, so a lot of people keep up with them. They're all beside themselves. The Sal Luciato, I'd never heard of him until he said the East was over. But he was wrong. Now the East is over, and the Braves won it again, 5th time in a row. Like I said, beautiful. We love to see stuff like that. The Mets don't deserve anything good. So I don't even know who they're playing in the playoffs, but I'd almost bet a fairly decent sized amount of money that they're going to lose, because how do you recover from that? 10-game lead, 10.5 game lead. Braves are way back there in the rearview mirror, not even worried about us. I say us. I still don't get to play, but I try to not say us, but I can't help myself. I love that team. But Congratulations, Mets, second place. Just get used to it. You probably are by now. But we're gonna let's see. I think we're gonna do a little DMA read, and then I'm gonna let you guys watch a commercial real quick because, of course, we know how fun the commercials are. But Casey's Take brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522. Now let's go to a commercial and y'all come right back.
Here at Dixon Medical Associates, we've got you covered from neck to toe. Our orthopedics team offers services in sports medicine, foot and ankle reconstruction, spinal surgery, and more. We also have in-house imaging and physical therapy. Dixon Medical Associates. We specialize in what moves you.
Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about today was, I believe it was Vols. Vols have LSU coming up this weekend, and I keep seeing these people on social media that are saying that the Vols need to stop looking forward to Alabama or need to stop overlooking LSU. I've seen 3 people tweet that, and I haven't seen anybody else say it. I'm pretty sure. I know I'm kind of concentrated on this weekend with LSU. I think this is a big recruiting weekend. They're going to have quite a few people down there. LSU is that both teams are fighting over. LSU's ranked. It's Death Valley. I don't think the coaches or the kids are overlooking this game. And listen, if you're a fan on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you can look forward to 2027. It doesn't matter what you think. It has no effect on the actual play on the field. So fans are allowed to look at whatever they want, but I just don't really think the coaches or the players are like, oh yeah, Bama, 2 weeks. That I don't think that's coursing through their brain right now. Excuse me. Now I do think that, the Vols are getting ready for an upcoming matchup with a top 25 team and SEC opponent on the road. That kind of makes sense to me. I don't think anybody's looking past LSU. But then again, I'm not in that building. That's kind of what I'm guessing. Now, here's the thing. Here's the only few things that scare me about this game. I don't think LSU's very good. I don't think they have a lot of talent. I think the talent that they do have doesn't want to be there. I'm speaking about the wide receiver Boot or Boutte. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I don't need to. But I know he was kind of upset after the first week or so. They have a few kids on that team that are very, very talented. They're going to play NFL football one day, but Brian Kelly's weird. I don't like him. I know most people don't like him. I know some LSU fans don't like him. Some of those kids probably don't want to play for him. I don't blame them either. But they've got their own fair share of issues. They are ranked, and they did win a pretty big game last week against, was that A&M? I may be completely wrong. I've slept since then. But LSU, LSU, I think, is a good football team. It's okay to say they're good. They do have talent. Brian Kelly, as much as nobody likes him, is a winning football coach. Notre Dame, when he was there, he won a lot of football games. I think he's got a good team. I think they're going to be hard to beat on the road. Death Valley, LSU, SEC opponent. It's not going to be an easy game. But the Vols are just better. They're just better at football. They're also more confident right now. And anybody that knows anything about any type of sports will tell you that you have to be confident. If you're not confident, you've already lost. If you believe you're better than your opponent, then you probably are. So mentally, I think the Vols have already beaten LSU before they step on the field. And I think Tennessee's just better. The defense is not great. Warren Burrell's out for the year, so not like he covered anybody all that well anyway. But if the Vols defense can not allow LSU to score 40 points and make a few stops here and there, and I think the offense could put up 60 on anybody. So I really don't see an opportunity for LSU to win this football game. Other than, Tennessee's going to have to do all the stupid stuff that it does to lose. Turn the ball over, dropping punts, stuff like that. If Tennessee starts to muff punts and fumble the option reads and, I don't know, leave people wide open over the top against the kind of mediocre offense, then they might lose. But I think if Tennessee shows up, they're awake, they don't sleepwalk through the game, they play with the same passion and energy they've played with for the first 4 games, I think Tennessee ends up 5-0 this week. I think they're 4.5-point favorites. I think they were 4.5-point favorites earlier in the week that may have been bet down to 3.5. Vegas always gives the home team 3 points. So I think that's telling me Vegas thinks Tennessee's at least 1 touchdown better. Now, because I look through orange biased glasses, I think Tennessee's about 2 touchdowns better, maybe 17 points better. But it is in Death Valley again. And that's a weird place. It doesn't really seem to matter who's good or who's bad sometimes in those situations. And, SEC teams are hard to beat at home. Other than Vanderbilt, and even Vanderbilt's had its heyday. I don't want to say that. Jay Cutler was good that one year. But other than that, I mean, it's hard to beat some of these teams on their home turf. So Tennessee does have to play fairly decent football. I think if they go out there and kind of just stick to the script, run the offense like they run the offense, play what type of defense they can, maybe force a turnover or two. Like I said, not allow the Tigers to put up 40 points. I think Tennessee wins by 2 touchdowns. But that's neither here nor there right now. We've got to wait and see what happens. But let's go ahead and talk about – I'm going to talk about this for a minute. Let's go ahead and move on to the third take. I want to talk about Aaron Judge. Now, it's actually Wednesday right now, so everybody here will see this tomorrow. So last night, Tuesday night, Aaron Judge broke the all-time American League home run record when he broke Roger Maris's 61. He hit his 62nd last night against the Rangers. Now, all day long, all I see is all this Barry Bonds this and Mark McGwire that, and then I see that Roger Maris Jr. has tweeted out this morning that, and maybe it was late last night, that Aaron Judge is the true home run king. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about who's true and who's this and who's that? We know that Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa were shooting up God knows what that helped them hit the football, helped them hit the baseball about 100 foot further. Barry Bonds still was, and will always be probably the greatest baseball player that ever stepped on the field. Very close to Willie Mays, in my personal opinion. But Barry Bonds, without steroids, would have been the greatest player that ever lived. With steroids, he broke the greatest records that belong to the game. Aaron Judge did something this year. We know it was clean. I think he deserves all the credit in the world for what he's done. But why can't we just enjoy it? Why am I being told as a fan that I have to agree that Barry Bonds is the true home run king, or I have to agree that Aaron Judge is the true home run king? Give them both their due credit. They're both monsters. They're both as good as it gets. This life is not long enough. We don't get to sit here and watch all of the talent that comes through. I would have loved to have seen Willie Mays play live. Mickey Mantle, if I had a time machine, I've already told you guys this, I want to go see Mickey Mantle play so bad before he stepped in that gutter hole in the middle of Yankee Field and tore up his knee. I would have loved to have seen King Griffey Jr. play in his prime in Seattle. I mean, there's so many different people that would have been fun to watch. Why do I have to take a side? I don't want to take a side. I like Aaron Judge. I hate the fact he wears pinstripes, but I'm not in control of that. But I like Aaron Judge. I think he's probably the best hitter right now. I said that about Juan Soto earlier this year, and now he's been hitting like 190 since he got traded. Let's not talk about that. Aaron Judge has been incredibly good this year. He's having one of the finest offensive statistical seasons we've ever had in this entire game. They've been playing baseball since Jesus walked the earth, and now everybody wants to tell me that I have to be okay with one way or the other. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't have to agree with any of it. Give them both their record. Give them whatever they want. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. Why don't we just watch these guys play baseball? Because one of these days, when we all get old and we have grandkids, we can tell them about all this fun stuff that we got to see. I'm going to tell them that I saw Aaron Judge hit at least 62 home runs in one season, because that's the coolest thing ever. I got to see Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs in one season. I'm going to tell them about that too. And I don't think there's a problem with saying either one way or the other. Now, that's not to say you can't believe whatever you want. If you think that Barry Bonds is despicable for using steroids, then I don't know what to tell you, but you can root for Aaron Judge all day long. That's fine. If you think that Barry Bonds is the greatest thing since sliced bread and that he deserves every record and that Aaron Judge should never be talked about, that's fine too. I don't care what you do, but stop trying to tell everybody else what they have to do. Just enjoy the fact that we get to see really cool baseball. A few years ago, Miguel Cabrera hit the first. He had the first Triple Crown since like 67. These moments don't come along very often. This season that Aaron Judge is having, it may not happen again for a very, very long time. Honestly, we might not see anybody else hit 60 plus homers in another 10 seasons. How long has it been since the last one? All right, it's been a long time. So just enjoy what you can. Congratulations to Aaron Judge. It's been a heck of a ride to watch this year, especially when he started to creep up there. He got to 30 before everybody else, right? And then he got to 40. But once he started to get to 50, well, maybe it was 40. Once he started to get to 40, you really thought, hey, let's see how far he can go. He got to 62 last night. I hope every one of you got to see that home run. Not because, Aaron Judge, like I said, he's hit 62 of them. That probably gets old after a while. But the reaction on his mother's face, I thought, was actually hilarious. She was more relieved than anything. And you can tell she's Aaron Judge's biggest fan, as she should be. She was extremely happy. It's a really neat event. These records in baseball, they don't get broken every year like that. And so instead of bickering about record this or record that, just call him the all-time American League home run record. Call him whatever you want, but enjoy it. Try to enjoy it. Really, really good baseball players just don't come around all the time. So, oh, wow. I don't need to talk to that person. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about Aaron Judge. I'm not going to try and tell you what to think about the whole situation. The only thing I want to tell any of you is just try to enjoy it. This is really, really cool. This is a neat event that, like I said, one of these days we're going to be able to tell people about. And I'm going to tell people that I know exactly where I was at when Aaron Judge hit 62. I'm going to remember that for a long time. I remember where I was at when Barry Bonds hit 71 and when he hit 756. I remember all of that. So, like I said, just a cool moment. But we're going to do one more commercial. We're going to do the commercial. We're going to come back. We're going to do this DMA read again, and then we're going to finish it off with high school sports. So y'all stay right here.
At Dixon Medical Associates, your health is our number one priority. With over 40 providers, our goal is to bring excellent, convenient, and comprehensive medical care to our community. Dixon Medical Associates, a destination for care.
Casey's Take is brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective medical treatment Dang it, I almost got all the way through it. Using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs, Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522. I don't know why I can remember the Tennessee Titans roster from 2015 when they completely sucked, but I can't get through a 12-second DMA read. I just cannot remember it. I need to sit down and actually study that. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and talk about high school sports. It's the fourth take. It's always the fourth take. It's the best take, in my opinion. And I want to tell y'all about the best thing that happened last week. Again, my opinion, but there's actually two really, really cool things that happened last week. I'm going to tell you about one because it's just weird how it all came together. Every one of the Cheatham area schools, the football teams, played teams that had not won a game yet. And I did my whole predictions thing, and down the last line was, can all three Cheatham teams get a win this week? And they did. I can't remember the last time that's happened. It's been a while. I know some of those teams in the Cheatham area they've had a few seasons now that have been just a little bit rough on them, but Harpeth is having a great year. Sycamore, Coach Harrison, all it took was that first win. He's kicked the door in, and now, they beat Stewart County 49-7. I actually texted him. That was the score that come up on Max Preps or whatever, and I text Coach Harrison late Friday night, and I said, "Hey, Coach, 49-7, is that the right number?" And I just wanted to get confirmation before I sent that out because, sometimes the scores can be wrong on Max Preps. But he said, "Oh, yeah, that's right." And I was like, "Well, good stuff, Coach." I was like, "Congratulations." He's got that team ready to play football. Sycamore plays Cheatham Friday night. That's where I'll be. I need to find a photographer for it because I don't like shooting the games. I don't like taking photos. Because the players and the coaches and everybody that gets photographed, they deserve much better photos than what I'm capable of taking. Plus, it's just more work, and I think everybody knows I'm the second laziest human on the planet. So I'm not going to answer who the first one is. They'll get mad at me. But that's where I'll be Friday night, Cheatham and Sycamore. That's going to be fun. Bill's going to be out at the Harpeth game getting their senior night, and then Dixon's off this week. And Marty's going to be at the Creekwood game getting photos of that for me. But speaking of Dixon, last week they played Laverne at homecoming. I knew they were going to win this game. I don't want to say I knew. I felt like they were going to win the football game. I felt like this was a really good opportunity to win. I don't think Laverne's very good. They've got some athletes, don't get me wrong, but they've also got, a few issues here and there. I knew Dixon could win. Dixon finally got the win. Coach Tomlinson seemed to be very relieved, and that's exactly what he told me after the game. I talked to him, and I asked him a few questions, and he said he was very relieved, and he was happy for those kids because they had worked so hard. And those kids, they have been working hard, and now that they've got a win, much like the Sycamore program with Coach Harrison. I was talking about this a minute ago as far as confidence and just believing in yourself. If these Cougars believe in themselves now, there's a lot of teams they can win. I think they do have Smyrna, Cane Ridge, and then Antioch. Smyrna and Cane Ridge are two very, very good football teams, and it's going to take a little bit more than just confidence to beat them, just being honest. Now, Antioch, if Dixon County plays Antioch with any type of confidence and they don't turn the ball over and they play pretty good football, I think they beat Antioch by 4 touchdowns. Dixon's got some talent. They just haven't believed in themselves in a long time. Now, maybe this win can get them going. And Tomlinson's done a really good job of getting those kids to believe in themselves too. So it's been fun to watch. Last Friday was really fun to watch. I was happy for those kids. You do this job, you get to know some of the kids, you get to know some of their families, and they deserve to win. They didn't just deserve a win because it was homecoming, but they deserved to win because it's been pretty rough around that program for a few years now. You've got kids that are coming in and giving their heart and soul to Dixon County High School athletics, the football team. And they definitely, some of those kids on that team definitely deserved an opportunity to feel good about themselves and to feel good about their performance. And I believe that's what they did. Coach Tomlinson got his Gatorade bath. The day before, I covered the Dixon Middle, the Tri-County Championship game. Dixon Middle played Fairview. Coach Profit, he got a Gatorade bath as well. I think it was just water, but he got that. Dixon finished off 8-0, undefeated, Tri-County champions. Those kids are going to start making their way up to the high schools. It seems that things may be turning up for some of the local area schools. So, like I said, that between all the three Cheatham teams getting a win, and then Cheatham County beat Whites Creek. No, not Whites Creek. This is like the third week in a row that I said they beat Whites Creek. It may have been Whites Creek. I can't remember now. I'm on vacation. I don't have to remember. But Cheatham got a win last week on homecoming. PK Kelly had 3 really long rushing touchdowns. He was fantastic. Reese Habner ran for 200 yards in that Sycamore game. He's a big part of the reason why Sycamore was able to get such a big win. But between that and between Dixon's football team and Dixon Middle's football team, last week was really, really cool. A lot of really fun stuff happening. This week, we're going to have, let's see, Creekwood plays either Sycamore or Fairview Thursday night in the volleyball district championship. And nothing against Fairview, but I kind of hope that Sycamore, because we're gonna have a photographer out there, and I'm hoping my photographer can get some of Sycamore photos for me too, help fill up the paper since I'm out for a week. But let's see, Creekwood's doing that. Dixon County Soccer just had their senior night last night. I hate that I missed that. Coach Cardona, though, I'm sure. Well, and Marty was there getting photos, so I'm going to reach out to Coach Cardona today and get him to send me some cool stuff so I can do a little short write-up on that. Cheatham Volleyball also won. They won either Monday or Tuesday night to advance on into the district tournament. So fun stuff. Oh, golf. One more thing, and that's it. Golf. Gracie Harrington and Bo Kerr both won the individual region championships. The Dixon County boys team, all of them have qualified for the state tournament. Gracie Harrington has qualified for the state tournament. All kinds of stuff coming up. Coming up. I think soccer district playoffs start next week. The golf state championships will be next week for Division I. I think Division II was this week. Football, we're getting towards the end or the second half, maybe the last quarter of the season. So just make sure y'all keep coming back. Try to stay up to date with what's going on. I'm going to try and stay up to date with what's going on. There's so much. But thank y'all for hanging out with me. Like I said, I'm down here in Alabama. I look a little red. I'm not going to take my shirt off because I don't want to get in trouble. But y'all see how white that is? Okay. Well, my shoulders are red. They also hurt. I went bowling the other night. I bowled a 300 in no-tap tournament. I felt like a baller in a random bowling alley. But I'm having a lot of fun down here hanging out with the family and my brother, he's right down the road with his family at the beach. We're going to be heading back tomorrow. So can't wait to get back into Dixon, see all my friends. So, but thank y'all for hanging out with me. Make sure you come back next week. Y'all have a wonderful evening.